Hello everyone and welcome for this first versus video. Hi. For this first episode we are going to confront two ways to paint your metallic of your miniatures, the non-metallic metal, the NMM, and the true metallic metal, the TMP. The NMM will consist to being to down one effect of metallic without paint into one. You have some pigments in metal, and the true metal painting is going to use metallic paint with metallic pigment. Right, we will present in this video the two different methods, but on different kind of surfaces. So we can show you at the end, by the way, the strong point and the weakness of each technique, so you can have your own opinion on that and you can tell us in the comments. Yes, and again a big thanks to all our boss on Patreon who support us, and we can have access to more content by being and starting to be a Patreon and some private space, so you can show us your work and we give you some feedback. And remember to subscribe and click on the ring. Thanks again, and let's go for the paint. That's going to take me around 10 minutes to make these two different NMM and TMM painting. I'm going to use different kind of paint, but not a lot of different paint. For each method I'm going to use something like 2 or 3 different paints with black and white. So let's go. We are going to beginning with this steel NMM on the blade treatment. For that I'm going to use some administratum gray directly on black coat, and as you can see on the schema, you can see that we are going to take care about the different plane surfaces, and in all this plane we are going to push our highlight in a very opposite way by using a very diluted color. I say very diluted, but it's you need to have some consistency like milk and push your color in the right direction, the direction you want and the direction you want to push your highlight. As you can see, I'm going to make the same things but with white this time. And remember to push a lot on every edges your white, because it's a really important point with non-metallic metal. Now with some black I'm going to push again my shadow, and by the way I really dilute a lot my color as you can see, and remove a lot my color to make the last transition. Now I'm going to start my steel true metallic metal. By using the plate metal, I'm going to use the airbrush paint from Army Painter because it's really nice and cool to use, but you can make it with your brush. It's just a base. I just need to start my true metallic. I just need to have a totally clean surfaces, totally in metallic. So I can, after that, step by step, pushing my shadow by doing some very thin layer of black color, very diluted, as you can see on my palette and on my finger. And step by step I'm going to create this layer to have more and more shadow into this part. As you can see, I push in one direction and one other direction depending on what you want as highlight, and I'm going to try to focus every time and pushing my shadow always in the opposite direction of the light from the other face of my surfaces. The schema of the cube I show you will be more easy to understand probably. So as you can see, I'm going to make the same step, and step by step I'm going to dilute more and more to a very light and thin layer of black where I'm going to take and make my shadow. By using some paint without metallic pigments, I'm going to have a better results into these shadow surfaces, because the paint is not going to reflect the light because they are not pigment metallic into. And now with my shining silver, you can take all kind of very high highlights paint. You can push your color on every edges and on some few surfaces, just to have something very, very, very strong. Once again, I come back and again I do my edges with my shining silver. And now with a little bit of black, I continue to clean my transition, again with a very, very diluted black. Now we are going to have the element treatment. So it's a new kind of surfaces, so you can push your color in another direction. As you can see on the schema on the side, it's all about some line. All your reflection of light is going to make some thin line. So on the helmet, I'm going to show you just on one surfaces, but you can repeat this kind of treatment on all around the helmet, so you can have a very, very nice NMM. I decided to show you all the different steps, just because it's really more easy to make a comparative, and you can easily see how to make some different kind of surfaces depending on what you are going to paint actually. And now I'm going to make the same. As you can see, for the steel and true metallic, I'm going to preserve the basic color and pushing my shadow directly with my black color. That's pretty important, because that's going to make a huge difference. And as you can see, I just push always in the same direction, very diluted color. And now with my shining silver again, I come back on some few points just to push a little bit more my highlight. And I'm going to show you the same for the steel non-metallic metal. And as you can see, for the chainmail, it's going to have the same response about the light than a sphere. So you are going to push some highlight all around and just want few points of white in the up of every mail. So now I'm going to show you just last thing. It's about a tube. So I'm going to just make some few line, and you can repeat this treatment all around this weapon handle, for example, just to create a more and more realistic non-metallic metal. Here is the results. Now I'm going to leave you with both voices in my head for the conclusion. We hope you enjoy this tutorial, people. In the end, the NMM have a lot of different advantages and some disadvantage. The first very cool point for me about NMM is because they are going to push and attract the eyes in the direction you want, and you are free to place this different source of light in the way you want. Yeah, but sometimes it looks very weird on the gaming table, in my opinion, and I think it's depending on the angle from which you are going to see the media. Yes, that is right, but one more advantage is it's graphically pretty impactful on a game table and into a window because the contrast is very high. Yes, but it's really long to achieve. Maybe, but it gives a little prestige because, well, that's show that you control your paint. As far as TMP is concerned, I already find it's simpler in terms of application and time. Yes, ideal for some lazy people. Yes. But you know, when you are a player, sometimes you prefer to play and not necessarily to paint, and for that can be pretty useful. So just with some very simple methods, you can make something pretty cool. Yes, but when I do photography, it's always hard to have a nice pictures with metallic because they are every time very brilliant in different directions. Yes, it's right, but you all understand that finally we can quite easily have a very nice result just with basic color, a quick wash and some highlights just with a basic metallic color, and after that you can always push and have a better level. You will understand these two methods have a lot of advantage and some disadvantage, so the choice is yours. Tell us in the comments which method is going to be your favorites, and don't hesitate to take a time to explain us why into the comments. And join us on Patreon so you can have access to more and more tutorial and to a private group so you can show with us your stuff and we can give you some advice and feedback. See you soon for the next tutorial. Bye bye.